Right, so Trump has fired John Bolton, and I think this is a very good move, and I don't really know of anyone who would disagree with it other than the neocon conservative types. And it's a great move in many ways because number one, I mean, it's good in some ways, bad in some ways, but it's good in that I mean it's a good move by Trump because I think a lot of the people critical of him for in the being, I mean, he's clearly not as pro-war as I mean, Bush by a lot and Obama by a pretty good amount too. So I mean, it was kind of hypocritical to be critical of him for being too pro-war to begin with. He definitely was too pro-war. I think, I mean, the last three presidents, I mean, two, I guess, if Obama, Bush, all have been. And the point that I wanted to make is that I'd like to see where all the people that were critical of him for having these warmongers in his cabinet, like where are the ones that are congratulating him for this move? And there is some of them. I've seen a lot of people that have came out and be like, "Good move," keep on going, that kind of stuff. But a lot of the Democrats, a lot of the left are pretty silent on, and I'd say oddly silent on this issue. And again, it's kind of surprising. I mean, it's not really surprising, but it's surprising in that you think that they could be happy for him in some way, but you what happened with Tulsi Gabbard in the Democratic debates, how she was obviously a very anti-war. I'd say maybe even a little too anti-war. Maybe not. We definitely need more anti-war candidates. That's for sure. But she was making these comments that I think are pretty good and honest. What we need kind of comments. And the Democrats, I don't remember which one, maybe Kamala Harris, but don't quote me on that. They were like, "Oh, that's a right-wing or conservative position," something along those lines. And that's why when I talk about the Democratic Party going off the rails, and that the Democratic Party used to be the party as recently as 10 years ago, when Obama was elected, the party that was more anti-war. Now it's flipped on its head. That you had Hillary Clinton was a very pro-war candidate. You have, I mean, a lot of the Democrats defending her on that. You have a lot of these Democrats not really being any less pro-war than Trump. And the big point I guess I wanted to make is that things like this prove that people kind of make up their mind about you and they don't change pretty well no matter what you do. And that's another example with the Conservative Party in Canada that's as far to the left that they've ever been. But you ask the typical leftist, especially the far left, more progressive types, and they think that they're far right, even though they're about as centrist can be. And that's the same thing with Trump here in this, is that people who disagree with him tend to think that he's pro-war, not anti-war enough. And he makes a move like this, which is a move that everybody should be congratulating him on, and a lot of people aren't. And to me, it shows the people that have a little bit of character, the ones that are congratulating him, and it shows the people that have the most character that are the ones that are congratulating him, but not in the more sarcastic kind of way that a lot of people are. So, great move by Trump. It all depends on who he replaces him with, but given that he fired a guy who is pretty pro-war, I don't see him replacing him with a pro-war guy. And I think it's also a very good sign that Trump recognizes that these kind of guys are not people that you want to be surrounding yourself with. And I think it should help with people who are more moderate, that are more anti-war voters, that hopefully they can see this kind of thing and recognize that Trump isn't the evil demon that a lot of people are, projecting him out to be, especially when it comes to the whole pro-war stuff. So that's about all as far as this video goes. Like I said, Trump, even if you disagree with him, I mean, I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but I think he's easily the best president in the last generation or two. And considering that there is stuff that he needs to fix, I think that speaks to just how bad the last handful of presidents have been. Numbers under Clinton were decent, but I think that's just because he got lucky that the internet and tech boom happened then. So Obama, unemployment was off the charts, debt was off the charts. Bush, the debt was pretty bad. Obviously, he started a bunch of wars. Obama kept him going. So yeah, that's kind of the last few presidents in a nutshell. So if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.